Hello everybody, what's going on, and welcome back to the Road to Glory career mode. I hope you're all doing well. A little bit of a shorter episode for you today, but there's still 5 games to look forward to, starting with a Carabao Cup tie against Bristol City in round 3. You might remember we knocked out Manchester City in round 2, where we now welcome championship opposition in the form of Bristol City. And I checked them out as well, heading into this game to see where they were in the championship, because this will give us a nice indication, if we want to be playing championship football next season, of course, as to how we might well get on already with a side like this. So they are actually in the top 6 right now, so it could be quite a tough game this, but one thing was for sure is that I wouldn't have to rely on us sitting back and soaking up pressure like we did through the early stages of the game against Manchester City. And we were proven right, because we started the game off with the early chances. And I think Bristol City maybe have been a bit surprised, really, by the way we just came out of the blocks swinging. You know, we had so much success early on. Half an hour gone, we had 2 really big opportunities to take the lead in the game. We squandered them both, but just before half-time, Mason Greenwood got through to make it 1-0. Could have shot himself, but very selflessly laid it across towards George Williams, who had the simple job of tapping it home. So at this point in time, it was 1-0 to us, and Bristol City hadn't even got going. And I think they maybe underestimated us a little bit, because with the last kick of the match here, we were trying to find a way forward to grab our second goal, and we actually did get it. Mondal, a very good advantage played by the referee. He laid it across, and there was Mason Greenwood to find the finish. The keeper got a touch, but it wasn't enough. And at full time, Forest Green Rovers 2, Bristol City 0. I don't know if they named a weaker side, because I don't know who their strongest 11 is, but they really didn't perform in the game. You know, against City, we were having to kind of bide our time and find an opportunity. We did get it, of course, Lopez with that goal. But then in this one, I just felt like we were the better team for pretty much all of it. So yeah, I don't know if it was us playing really well or just Bristol City being a bit of a letdown in that game. But overall, we're into round 4, so who can complain? How long will our cup journey go on? Who knows? But the draw has been made, and we've got Premier League opposition again. Arsenal are the team we are facing. That will be in the next episode. But before we jump into any League 1 fixtures then for the day, this is where we start, 5th place in the league table, so we need to try and climb it if we can. Starting with this game against Bolton if we can, but they are also in the top 6, so this could be quite a close game, this one, and you can see the team there. We've got Greenwood, Curtis and Saka leading the line with Lopez just in behind, and when you have Premier League loanees of course, Greenwood and Saka, you expect them to be running the show, and largely that's what they do, but when you got Lopez in behind that, it's so difficult for these teams to defend, especially when Lopez is in form, and he was the player who had the first say in the match. Look at this. Greenwood out to Curtis. Curtis fires the ball back into Greenwood. He plays it to Lopez. The first touch is exquisite as he goes round the defender who committed himself far too early, ran through and found the bottom corner. Bolton 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. And even though we've got all this talent, we haven't actually scored that many goals so far. The reason our goal difference is really good is because of the fact that we are not conceding. So yeah, we're one of these teams that aren't scoring many, but we're also not conceding. Although, when we do stuff like this, you wonder how that's the case. Because Jose Antonio, our Spanish centre-back of his surname I can't pronounce, so we call him Jose Antonio, gave away the ball, and Joe Dodu was the man on hand to fire Bolton back into the game at 1 apiece. So frustratingly, all the hard work we'd done to get in front was then undone with a mistake by us. But Lopez got in again, expecting to see the back of the net. Wasn't the case. To say the very least, disappointing from our hero at Forest Green. Although, you knew it was probably going to be a matter of time before he would do it again, really. 65 minutes in, turning inside the Bolton penalty area, firing the shot, and after a deflection, it found its way into the back of the net. Lead restored, Lopez with it. And you can see as well, he does actually get credited with the goal, even though there is a big deflection in there. His shot was on target, and it only took the one deflection. But 2-1 up, 20 or so minutes to go, trying to see the game out. Guruzeta had come on off the bench and made sure of the 3 points with 17 or so minutes to play. And you guessed it, it was Lopez who played the pass through. So that's 2 goals and an assist on the day for Diego Lopez. Bolton, though, wanted to have their say on the game. And Mitov, I've not given him that much credit recently, Mitov, because in games, sometimes I feel like he should do better. But that save there, is well worthy of any praise that we would give his way. Left-handed, down low, and he made the stop. For a 6'7" goalkeeper, that's not an easy save to pull off. But after full time, we'd won the game by 3-1 and came away with a massive 3 points, potentially against one of our rivals as well for promotion this season, because Bolton, they were in the top 6. They might be up there come the end of the season. If we get into the playoffs, we may well have to face them as well. So it's a nice little confidence booster for us too. But after that, we took on Oldham, decided to sim the game. Felt like we were going to get 3 points no matter what. And a 3-1 victory. Lacerda, Saka and Curtis all on the score sheet did secure us the win. Then checked out our youth squad. We've got some really good talent coming through. One of them being Brandon Hill, 6'7" goalkeeper to rival Mitov. We know Brandon Hill's potential. Unfortunately, with the signing Mitov from the free agents, we've got no idea what his is, but he's grown a fair bit since he first joined us from 44 overall. Speaking of which, Lacerda, he's also a free agent we've picked up, and I haven't spoke about him enough because the amount of praise that I'm going to heap on this guy is... I have to mention him because he's been such a solid choice for us in central midfield. And you're going to see in a later part of today's video, one of the tackles he puts in leads to a goal. And what a tackle it is. He could be in this Forest Green team for the remainder of the series. And we don't even know how good he could become because, again, picking him up from the free agents, we've got no idea what potential he's got. But I'm seriously considering training him up and seeing how high we can get him in the overalls. But 7 minutes into the game against MK Dons, and we should have been in front. Lopez finds Greenwood at the back post, and this save from the MK Dons goalkeeper is brilliant. It's his left boot, and Greenwood surely thought he'd scored. But then, with that save happening, I bet the goalkeeper was very annoyed with his defenders, because from the resulting corner, Saka picks it up, finds the ball into Rawson. His deflected shot falls kindly the way of Mason Greenwood, and he has the simple job of passing it into the bottom corner. So the keeper pulls off a save like that, and then minutes later concedes from the corner. Bet he wasn't too happy with that one. 10 minutes from time, Lacerda's pass to Curtis. I felt we should have had a penalty here. The defender definitely stopped Curtis from kicking the ball, and that should have been 2-0 Forest Green, but nothing given by the referee. Didn't matter in the end, though. After a very dull match, we came out as 1-0 victors. Not a lot going on in that one. I think we were a bit tired with all the games we've been playing recently. So you can understand, like, when we have games like this where we're a little bit flat and not really knowing how we could break teams down or score a goal. That happens, especially the further we go on in the Carabao Cup, you know. I have a feeling, though, as we do go further in and the teams obviously get harder, with Arsenal coming up next, there's only so far we will be able to go before we have to say, all right, well, how much are we willing to sacrifice the league in order to try and go on this Maisie Cup run? So, could well be that at some stage we have to prioritise the league over it. For now, though, we're actually doing okay. We're not top, we're not second, but we're in that sort of shout. So, as long as we stay there, that's all I can ask for in this second season. However, into the game against Luton, and 6 minutes in, they took the lead. It was a nice move down the right-hand side, and Collins got in front of his man at the near post to head home. But to be 1-0 down so early into the match, I'm not really happy with that, how that goal happened, especially when it comes from a cross like that on the right-hand side, and we should be defending that better. So we tried all we could in the first half to pull ourselves back level. We should have got level there with that shot from Guruzeta coming back off the crossbar. Shake of the head, and all I was thinking was, please don't be one of these games where we do everything but score. And when you need him the most, who else? Lopez drives into the penalty area, goes down under the challenge and wins us a penalty kick. No complaints from Matty Pearson. He tries to, but I don't know what he's complaining about because it's a definite penalty kick. He takes out Lopez, doesn't get the ball. So what planet he's on, I don't know, in thinking that that's not a yellow card or a penalty. But I was then deciding who we should give the penalty to, and I thought, well, Lopez has won it. Let's give Lopez the opportunity. And here I panicked a little bit because my finger slipped, and you can see the arrow was going all over the place, or the circle. And in the end, I just kept it down the middle. I was like, okay, let's just go middle. And then if the keeper stays there, he stays there. But he dived. Lopez scores the equalising goal. He won the penalty. He took it. And we were 1-1 in the game. But Luton, to their credit, came back at us. And they very nearly found the second goal in the second half. The reaction tells you it all. He felt he should have done better with the shot there, the Luton man. And they were pressing for the second goal. In doing so, gave away possession. Curtis with acres of space to run into down this left-hand side. Played it across towards that man again, Lopez, who found Saka, and the finish was quality. Premier League loanies, they're the way forward in a road to glory save. If you haven't already, go out and pick up as many loan deals as you can. It's not Football Manager where you're limited. You can have as many as you want. So, yeah, I mean, Saka, quality finish, and deservingly of winning any game, although Luton tried again to find another goal. So did we, actually. Carl Winchester going close, forcing the keeper into a good save. And that was it. So a tight contest here at the New Lawn. Luton giving very, very good display of themselves. Giving a very good display of themselves, I should say. And ultimately, I felt they'd be very frustrated that they haven't come away with at least a point from that game. So, yeah, fair play to them. But we just about got the job done. For the final game of today, though, it was Barnsley away. And this is the game where Lacerda makes the challenge. Here he sets up the ball. And that is a phenomenal block inside his own penalty area from the Barnsley defender. But I said about Lacerda's challenge. What about that one there from Lopez as he won it back? Curtis Jones into Mason Greenwood. It's fantastic work by Greenwood as well. Cuts back on the left foot. Smashes it home. 5-star weak foot, by the way, Mason Greenwood. Definitely one to watch in the future. A lot of Manchester United fans are excited about the prospect of Mason Greenwood. Well, for now, he's on loan here at Forest Green, and he's doing stuff like that. This is the challenge from Lacerda. Goes right through the man. No free kick, says the referee. Then picks it up, lays it to Lopez. Lopez does the rest, as you would expect. Although, I wanted a goal so badly, and I actually got it wrong. I thought he did set up a goal, but I apologise. I got that wrong. I wanted the goal, but Curtis Jones ballooned the shot over the crossbar. So I apologise. It didn't lead to a goal, but still, what a challenge it was. And 7 minutes from time, we made sure of the points here against Barnsley as Saka tapped in the centre of the box to make it 2-0. And there was time for a third. Mason Greenwood, have a look at this finish as he bursts through right-footed, or left-footed I should say, into the top right corner. And it was 3-0 Forest Green. Game, set and match. And what a performance this was as well against Barnsley. I mentioned the one earlier against Bolton, the 2-1 win against a side that we may well see in the playoffs if we are to be in there at the end of the season. Well, Barnsley were in the top 6 as well, so to beat them 3-0 at their place says a lot about what we've just done there in a performance. Can't really complain. You can't ask for much more than that. We've got so many players that are performing so well. Lacerda, Greenwood, you know, Saka even now as well. He's having a great episode today too. Lopez, as you would expect, running the show. He's the best player in the league by a country mile, and that's why he has a lot of teams trying to sign Lopez. But he's here for now, and we will do everything we can to keep him at the club. 14 games in, we're sat second place, a point behind Portsmouth. We've climbed from 5th today up to 2nd. A great way to end off the episode. But that brings us to a close, guys. A massive thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, as well, a huge thank you for all of the support on the channel. I'm going to try and get you guys some more Road to Glory career mode out as well. I'm going to try and do it every other day this week. It might be post-com the entire episode. Some might have live. I'll definitely give you the live game, though, against Arsenal in round 4 of the Carabao Cup next time out. Until then, have a great day. Have a great evening. Adios.